Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome to a brand new Game of Thrones mod for Total War Attila called Kings of Winter. We're going to be playing a battle in today's episode, taking command of the Starks and with their bannermen versing a Stark rebellion. But we're going to be having a quick look at the mod. Firstly, all the download links are in the description below. So there is only one faction in this mod, House Stark, and you can actually play with them on the campaign map. Winterfell and Carhold has been modded in to Total War Attila for the Age of Charlemagne DLC. Now, the mod developers are thinking of doing more factions in the future, so go download the mod. So here are the units. So I've created this scenario. Obviously, the Stark Lord has called his loyal bannermen of House Glover, Umber, and of course Mormont. So I'm just going through the units here, and we're going to be throwing back a Stark rebellion, obviously with the smallest of claims to the north from Carland Stark, creating the Cadet branch of Stark. So we're going to be having a Stark versus Stark rebellion in an alternative universe, and it should be a lot of fun. Obviously the Crannog Man as well. There's a hell of a lot of units in this mod just for the Starks, but this is the army build we are going to be going with. 4 units of cavalry, 1 siege team, which is a large onager. We're coming up against the Stark units, which are only a spear unit, and because of that I've thrown a lot of mounted cavalry. Former Stark bannermen now have sworn fealty to the Starks. So let's get into the battle. Now, some of the units in this mod are absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to show you guys the Crannog men, of course, men from House Reed. They actually have a crocodile on their I guess, are they crocodiles or are they alligators in Game of Thrones? Crannog. I guess it would be a crocodile, being Australian, of course. Now we have 2 lines of infantry. We have the Stark men, loyal to House Stark. We have House Umber in the first line as well. In the second line, we have House Glover and House Mormont, of course, the bear. But I will try to get as much cinematic shots as possible and just basically showcase the units in this mod, not to be overly too concerned about the battle itself, just get some nice showcasing, you should say. So we've got 2 lines of infantry, the Crannog men in the back, the longbowmen, then we've got the general's bodyguard and the cavalry on the flanks. Obviously, guys, you might know that I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan if you've been a subscriber for a while. And yeah, I remember starting watching the show halfway through when it came out in 2011. And when it ended, I was like, holy shit, I gotta know what happened. So I ended up reading the books, all of them. Started off reading the first, and then all of them by the time season 2 came out. So yeah, here are the Crannog men with the crocodiles on their helms. So let's have a quick look at the Stark army. Hope you enjoy this little scenario. Obviously not entirely historically accurate, but the wolves are with them. That is not a good omen. The wolves are with the rightful Starks. But yes, it's a bit of an alternative universe. I might do more battles in the future, but because there's only one faction, it's obviously not going to be historically accurate. So just think of this as an alternative universe. A Stark Lord, I don't know the name. Just a random Stark Lord throwing down a Stark rebellion, obviously. Carland Stark, a former member of House Stark, went off and decided to build his own keep and castle and create his own line. The Starks and Starks are kin in Game of Thrones, which actually caused a little bit of a problem. So we're going to charge them, hit them, and hit them hard. They do have, obviously, heavy spearmen, so they have higher defense, lower attack compared to our heavy attack, and lower melee defense. Cavalry on the flanks, they do have cavalry superiority against us, and we're going to be throwing up our units of Crannog men. Both teams have onagers, it should be a hell of a fight if I do say so myself. So I'd really appreciate it, guys. If you haven't already, hit that like button, and subscribe helps me out a bunch, and it's a great way to let me gauge whether or not you guys are enjoying these sort of short little mini-series battles. I do them from time to time if a mod catches my eye, but look at the catapults coming in. Let's get into cinematic mode with the cavalry. Oh my god, this looks fantastic with the Stark shield. It'd be really cool if they could mod the campaign map like Westeros Total War. Obviously, it does have limitations, but I'm sure they should get around it. So we're pushing up here with the Starks and Umbers in the front line. Cavalry pushing around as well. They're going for a direct cavalry charge against us. With cavalry superiority, maybe they think they can break the front line. Quickly hit the great swords. And we're engaging them on the left flank here. Okay, I'm going to get my swordsmen to engage theirs. My Crannogmen are getting some shots off, loosing. And we're going to engage the front line here now. And let's actually go down the line in slow motion. It's going to be awesome. A bloodbath. Brother versus brother. Stark versus Karstark. It'd be really great if they add some more factions in. We can get some historical battles, which I have done on Westeros and Third Age. I do this custom massive battle series. But the great swords are engaging the Karstark infantry. Mormont. House Mormont there in the thick of it as well. The Brazen Bear. And the Wolf. Nicely done. A volley from Karstark, Stark loyalists, or former Starks, now Karstark loyalists. Oh, this is amazing. Going further down the line, we've got our Umber and Glover infantry. Now, it's obviously a little bit hard to see, but that was their cavalry hitting me in behind, not my cavalry pushing forward. They're trying to get back because I am flanking. I've got my two front lines engaging. Obviously, the front line now, obviously engaging theirs, and my second plugging the holes. My archers are trying to get as much shots off as possible. Now, my two units of cavalry, even though they do have cavalry superiority, haven't seen me come around from the bushes, and we've hit their archer unit, and hopefully we can neutralize their general and their siege equipment. But we do have Crannog longbowmen, so we're getting some nice shots here. A couple of men are flat-footed and don't have any orders, so keep pushing up. Now, they do have an abundance of abilities in this, but I'm not going to use too many of them because there's only one unit that the Karstarks have, that is Spearmen. Whether or not I do a campaign on this, we'll see. Maybe not, because there's not much of it and to do. Maybe if they flesh it out a little bit more, but I've given the order for my Stark charge. They've thrown their... okay, they've thrown axes, which has really surprised me. Softening up the cavalry charge and hitting them from behind. So we have to push through that unit of cavalry, and then we can hit the front line there. So we have a unit of... what exactly? Horsemen fleeing, but let's get a volley off here with my archers. Right, they're taking too long to get a volley off. Let's move further down the line and get some other shots off here. Here are the Crannogmen with the longbowmen. I really do love the sigil on the chest. A cavalry unit getting lost there on the tree. Archers, take aim. Loose. Get your volleys off, men. And that's a nice shot. They are hitting a little bit of our cavalry. Maybe killed one or two, but there wasn't too many in the vicinity. So we've smashed the left flank here, and we're going to continue to encircle the center. So the right and left flanks have basically been crushed, and, well, more so on the left is my left from starting is still holding. Another volley off here. The Stark great swordsman. But at the end of the day, these are all northern lives being slain upon the battlefield. Now, if you haven't gone and checked out my other series that I'm currently Let's Playing on the channel, highly recommend my Total War Rome 2 Divide et Impera Imperator Augustus campaign. We're playing as Octavian, and we're fighting Mark Antony now officially. So the left flank has been crushed. Sorry, My right flank has been crushed from my perspective there. Left flank is still holding. My Kranigmen are still getting some shots off. Also, I'm doing a Medieval 2 Total War Byzantine campaign voted by you guys, my subscribers. That's been doing absolutely fantastic. I've been really enjoying the campaign. Obviously, fighting on two fronts against the Turks and the Italian states. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some more videos like this on my channel using this mod, Kings of Winter. Maybe we could do a Kranigman ambush against the Starks. Obviously, there's a limited number of sort of battles we can do with one faction, but we've broken them here today. And let's get a couple of cool cavalry charges and some volleys off against them, even though we have one. So let's run down as many of them as possible. Put this rebellion to bed, and that will teach the Karstarks to rise up against us again. But I couldn't have done it without my loyal bannermen of Mormont, House Reed, House Glover, and what am I missing? House Glover, House Umber, House Reed, and House Mormont. Awesome stuff. Let's get some slow motion arrows in against the flank. Get some target practice with the Kranigmen. What else could we sort of do? Maybe an Umber rebellion. I'm not entirely sure. Or we could just do a Stark versus Stark and then just see what happens. Alright, let's get some nice slow-mo shots off here. Get some more target practice. Get those chevrons up. And they are dropping like flies. These Kranig longbowmen are so awesome. Damn. This poor bastard here. Crying. Trying to recover his innards. His entrails. Coming out, of course. But it's time to end the video here. A decisive victory. We deployed 5,940. Lost 990 on the field. The Karstarks deployed 5,540 and lost 4,784. You're most welcome to pause and have a look at the casualties sustained and casualties inflicted. Thank you very much for watching once again. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more Kings of Winter. Stay tuned for more content on Simpzy Total War. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.